have 2 minutes to be on stage to start my class, but they can't start without me, so here we go. But I'm like, okay, I'm all right. So I get in there, and I'm like, that's a little far back. And then I realize when I touch it, it's not a tampon. It's like a worm. It's like a rubbery worm. I like to feel it bounce back. Yeah. And I freak out, do a little girly scream. I'm starting to get a little panicked here. I'm like, okay, it's 1 minute, 30 seconds till class. I was like an energetic first responder. I was like, I got me. We can do this. I got to take care of this worm that's coming out of me.
Are the parasites really harmful to us?
I believe it's a root cause for a lot of health issues. Absolutely. This isn't just a parasite cleanse that we do. It's heavy metal, it's candida, it's fungus, it's mold, it's glyphosate, it's chemical, right? So it's pulling a lot more. And so I feel like we need to, a benefit is parasites happen to go out with it. They like to live and thrive and all of that stuff. So we're trying, the whole point of it is to make your body not hospitable for those creatures.
Hey girl, you're listening to The Samantha Parker Show, an unhinged and insider look at the girl boss lifestyle. I'm like the best friend in your earbuds that you didn't know you've been craving. It's conversations from the girls' bathroom that are gonna make you smile, inspire the hell out of you, and hype you up. You are not as crazy as you think. Life is a wild ride, and girl, I invented the roller coaster. So grab your favorite beverage and let's be unhinged together. So welcome to the show.
Okay, Trish and Laci, welcome to the Samantha Parker Show.
Yes.
Thanks for having
I'm
us.
happy to be here.
I know this is going to be fun. Okay, so I've got 2 guests today, and you want to know what I titled this episode? Laci already peeked and looked.
Sorry, I'm an observing person.
Okay, so we're going to call it butt worms. How do you feel about butt worms, guys?
I think that everybody has
They're
them.
a part of life.
Okay.
I'm happy to release them.
Happy to release them. All right, so today on the show, we're going to be talking about parasites, aka butt worms, or what if we called them booty worms?
Booty. I could make up some choreography.
Booty.
Dance about it. Yeah.
Oh, you could?
I could.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
But we're going to be talking about parasites. And is it trendy? Is it not trendy? I have all the questions because I just want you to know I'm a little skeptical.
Oh, yeah.
So this is going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you two are some of my best friends, so I feel like we can have like a really open conversation about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not skeptical. I see them shit out.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, well, that's why I'm happy that we have both perspectives. You have like more of a scientific, and then I'll give you like my version of the realness of it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do this real quick. So, Laci, give me your quick elevator speech. Who are you?
Oh, my elevator speech. I'm Laci Wall, a.k.a. L-Dub. I teach a dance fitness class here in St. George, and I'm all about living my elements, my 7 elements of wellness.
Your 7 elements. Yeah, you guys co-host the 7 elements of wellness, which was super cool. Okay, but so you're a dance fitness instructor.
Yeah.
And then Trish, tell me about you.
I'm an epigenetic coach. I like to read people's DNA and give them supplementation that goes along with their genetic profile. And I run the 7 Elements of Wellness, and I actually am now working for a parasite detox center.
A booty worm center.
A booty worm center.
That's its new title.
Okay, but what is epigenetics? That's a big word.
It's your lifestyle, really. Your thoughts, your actions, what you eat, what you move, everything that has to do with your genetics. So it can turn them on or off, right? We're given genetics load the gun, but your lifestyle pulls the trigger. That's your epigenetics. Those are the things that I'm interested in.
Okay, 7 Elements of Wellness.
Yeah, kind of 7 Elements of Wellness.
Yeah, so what exactly is the 7 Elements of Wellness?
So there's 7 areas of wellness, which we call spiritual, mental, emotional, relational, nutritional, physical, and financial. And we're just bringing awareness, like how we live in these elements. Because people are all living them, it's just like to what degree are we putting our attention to them?
Yeah,
how does it change our lifestyle?
You guys host events. Mm-hmm. I know you have one more coming up this year, but will those carry into 2025?
No,
actually not going to.
Yeah, so we started it 4 years ago, and it was definitely something, it's kind of come full circle because it was the same type of political climate. There was a lot of fear. There was COVID. Everything was going around, and we were bringing people together and teaching them about sovereignty, and we needed people. We needed community and health, and now here we are 4 years later, and it's all kind of coming up again, but it feels like we don't need to have the monthly events anymore because it's growing here in St. George. There's events all the time on wellness everywhere, and we just kind of want to be a part of other people's and have smaller little events, but not these big, huge events anymore. So the last one will be on election night on purpose.
Oh, on purpose.
Yeah, we feel like it's the best time to bring people together. That's what we've done, and we feel like we've been a connector. It's like not about like what we want you to do or buy or whatever. It's about connecting people to other people all the
Facilitators.
modalities, resources to help, actually empower you to live your best life. So.
Oh, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so are you guys feeling good about that decision? I feel like that's a big decision for you guys.
Yeah, we've put a lot. It's been 4 years. I mean, it's been like 30 big events at least.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's going to connect us more because now it can be more in with the community. Because now people are, instead of competitiveness about all the different modalities, it's more of like coming together and for who needs who. And just be like, oh, I know so-and-so, I know so-and-so. Because if we don't have something that help you in your wellness journey, like we know somebody that can. And that's what it is. It's about who needs what person at what time. And so now we want to be a connector of so many events because there's so many people that want to bring people together now.
There's a lot of people on a healing journey that are kind of waking up to really what's going on. And I think that when you have like-minded people in support, which we're still going to have, but you don't know where to go because everyone's offering a solution.
Yeah.
And so if we can just give people resources and what resonates with you.
And we're still going to have activities, and then we're directing into other people's activities and events. So it's just more resources, more cohesiveness, more bringing people together.
Okay, so it feels like a good graduation.
Yeah, I feel like it's because we're expanding and grown, and we brought so many people together, and people want to keep reaching people. They're like, "There's not this group. We need to have this. We need to have that." And so I'm watching people be inspired to like do the same kind of that's what I call live in your elements. So they're stepping out and they're healing and they're serving. So it's like that reciprocity, and so that's what raises our frequency in life.
I love that. Okay, let's turn to how I think we should call them booty worms. I like it better than
it has
worms.
a big part to do with it,
right?
Yeah, for me.
Okay, so let's do a little right-hand turn here into booty worms. So parasites.
Yeah.
Can you just give me some facts about parasites? Let's like run down people, like what kind of parasites are we talking about? Give me like parasites 101.
I believe everyone has them. I really do.
Well, everybody does.
So
right? Isn't that a factor? Am I like high?
I mean, they say 80 to 90%, but everybody has them.
So the aliens that are living among us do not.
They are weird. There's an entire universe inside of us that you don't even recognize or realize until you've kind of gone through a cleanse and you see what's actually coming out of you, and you're like, wow, it's mind-blowing. So, I mean, for example, just like a tapeworm, there's 400 species of just tapeworm. There's roundworm, there's flukes, there's blood tests only show like 4 different kinds.
The fact that you don't have to leave the country just to get
that everybody has.
I don't know why
them.
people say that, like, oh, you must have got a parasite in somewhere else.
That doesn't happen
doesn't
here.
all of our food come from somewhere else?
It's on all the food, it's in all the food, and how many people have pets?
Well, yeah, I've always wondered if dogs are eating that dried food, like where are they getting parasites?
From the soil, from
just
the earth, and you know how most people like deworm do you deworm your cats and dogs?
I mean, I feel like it was more common
Before, right?
Yeah.
And then they're licking their booty, and then they're licking your face.
Oh, I see what you're saying here.
Well, butt worms.
Okay, but where do you think the majority of parasites that are in our body are coming from?
Really, it's pork, salmon, fish is the most meat.
Yeah. Did you know you cannot eat fresh salmon? There's like all these worms in it. I saw a video about it.
Yeah, there's absolutely. And so really sushi
Just
is
part of our
the biggest-
environment.
Sushi, you're going to get them. And I think it's when we become overgrown with them that's when the real issue comes.
Do you still eat sushi?
I never eat sushi and I still don't.
Oh, okay.
What about you? Because you
I
did.
love sushi.
I actually have had a California roll since the 2 parasite cleanses that I did, but no, I don't really feel called to have sushi, pork, meat. Really, I've really
What about
off.
bacon? Are we eating bacon?
No, I'm not. And when I ate it after, it wasn't the same for me, and I never thought that would change.
Yeah.
You know, when you just love it. I know. I used
We
to
love
be a
bacon.
lover.
Yeah.
We love bacon. I still love bacon, but I still something inside of me says, but I love not eating it more.
Okay, that's awesome. I love that. I love alcohol, but I love not having it more.
See? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
You've been working on a lot of sushi.
Okay, so people are just collecting parasites from the natural environment, the foods we eat, right?
Yes.
Okay, so are the parasites really harmful to us?
I believe it's a root cause for a lot of health issues. Absolutely.
Can you give me some examples?
Oh, your Crohn's, colitis, cancers, the things that we can't usually say online.
We're not online, we're on a podcast. We can say whatever we
Inflammatory,
want.
autoimmune. Yeah, I believe it's a root cause.
Just
for a
like
lot.
testimony, just like
Yeah.
witnessing ourselves and others, just like watch symptoms, like be relieved, back pain, like surgeries, gallstones, things like that, right?
Yeah, no, I we know the same people, a lot of the same people, obviously,
Yeah.
not everyone, but I have seen, them cure like their gallbladder, their severe back pain by doing these parasite cleanses.
Absolutely.
Okay, so do you kind of feel like, though, I'm like, okay, if it exists in the environment, so this is how I think of myself. It starts to trip me out. Okay, so I'm like, I have a whole little ecosystem. Like, even our cells are having their own little lives, right?
Yeah.
But think about it. So we're living on an entity, aka Earth. So we're living on this giant thing. And then this Earth is living in this outer space. And I'm like, oh my God, when does it end? So I'm like, we're just like the little like parasites on the Earth. But then what if Earth is like part of like the, you know, and I'm like, oh, you really, your mind is like, I don't like this because I don't exist.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild when you start thinking about it.
So don't you think though that some of these parasites are doing something for us? Do you think that? Or do you feel like they're all like, get out motherfuckers?
No, I don't.
It's like good bacteria.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those things that we don't know. It's not talked about. It's not talked about by the medical community at all. In fact, it's pretty much you're gaslit that that's not a thing. If you live in this country, I don't know. Actually, I do have that feeling like we have a little symbiotic. There is definitely some that would probably be good for you, and I don't think we're ever going to actually eliminate them all. I don't even know if it's possible because I've seen people who've done multiple rounds and they're still releasing a ton.
Okay, but do you ever just accept, like, at some point, like, the body just knows what it's doing?
Yeah, I did, totally.
Yeah. Or do you feel like they're... I mean, I kind of feel both ways, because I've seen those giant nests and stuff that will come out of people, and I'm like, that should not be in your body. You know, like, it's taking over, like, a portion of your intestines and fucking you up.
Yeah.
But, like, do you kind of feel like, though, the body kind of knows what it's doing, or is this, like, the boost that it needs?
I think
when do you determine? Do you know what I mean? Like, when do you determine just leave yourself alone versus like we should be doing parasite cleanse?
I feel like we should be cleansing and detoxing, and I didn't used to have this belief because I did feel like the body has a liver, it's got all these organs to do that naturally. That's what it's created for. But the amount of toxins that we have in our environment.
The problem is you're pouring in.
Yeah, because this isn't just a parasite cleanse that we do. It's heavy metal, it's candida, it's fungus, it's mold, it's glyphosate, it's chemical, right? So it's pulling a lot more. And so I feel like we need to, a benefit is parasites happen to go out with it. They like to live and thrive and all of that stuff. So we're trying, the whole point of it is to make your body not hospitable for those creatures. You want your body to be not a healthy terrain for parasites to live in. You want
to give your body like the best advantage. Just like if you're planting a garden, you like, you'll fertilize the soil and you'll give those plants their best shot. And you won't forget to water them.
Being in this space now, you talked about gallbladder and your friend that had a gallbladder removal. We had someone who came from Montana who was told she needed gallbladder surgery. And after the cleanse, she released hundreds of stones. She went back and got a scan.
Crazy, those
and they
stones
told
that
her
come out.
Her gallbladder was completely clear.
That's amazing.
So it's shocking to me that we just immediately take out organs.
Because you know what's funny is they could like legit charge a ton for these cleanses. They could say it's like a prescription drug.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
In fact, they could have a special wing in the hospital, so they could keep making money off of it.
Yeah, there's your financial element right there. Big pharma.
I mean, big pharma, like, why don't you start making some money off of the holistic wellness? And you know what? Mark my words, by the time we die, you guys, we might be 100, but you'll start seeing it.
I hope so.
Because people will be demanding it, and they'll want to make money from it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my sad shot of the day.
Just from this.
They're listening. They're always listening. They're going to take my idea. I know it.
There's a huge shift happening. People are starting to recognize that, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it, too, is that, like, let's say right now, like, if I wasn't feeling well and I walked into my doctor, I haven't seen him in 4 or 5 years, and I'm like, oh, this is how I feel. He's getting a little snapshot of how I actually feel, and then he's like, oh, here's what you have. Goodbye. That's impossible. Yeah. And so I think what it's come down to is we've started to realize that we need to look inside ourselves for the answers or do our own research. And research is so readily available. But this leads me to my next question, okay? Do you feel like it's just trendy? I feel like I can't open Instagram now without someone being like, heal your gut, do this, do that. And I'm like, is this just another giant fucking trend that some of these wellness girls have hopped on?
I do think, I hope it is trendy. I hope so. I actually hope that it becomes so viral that everybody kind of tries it once to experience it for themselves because I think it can be so life-changing for people, to be honest. I think it's your algorithm. You might have just, because I don't think my mom's seeing Parasites. She isn't. Like, there's certain people that just aren't seeing this stuff.
Yeah.
My kids aren't. It's like your algorithm and what you're being shown.
Oh, I like that answer. That was my Barbara Walters question. The other thing, too, you guys have to realize is you have to do your own discernment and, the internet is full of great information, but also it could be false. And that's how I look at everything right now. People are like, did you see this is happening to these people? And I'm like, but is it true?
Yeah, absolutely. But is it true? And is it true for you? Because everyone's different. We're all different.
Okay, so you were like, okay, it could be trendy. It could just be the...
I just love having everybody do their version.
Yeah.
Like it's bringing awareness, and their awareness is going towards more of a wellness topic rather than it could be going to somewhere different that's more destructive, you know? So I'm like, if they're putting some attention to, like, they're bringing attention to their wellness, like, who am I to say, like, it's trendy or you're not doing it right or wrong or whatever? Because it's not really about that. I'm just happy that people are putting awareness around it.
I feel like what's happening is we're breaking people's brains
Yeah.
a little bit, because they go from not even thinking it's a possibility, and at least at the sanctuary, they're being shown what is coming out of them. And so that is a total, like, what kind of moment.
So I can be like, I feel skeptical, but I'm going to do it. Like, prove you bitches wrong. And then I'd be like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, because
The
I've
snake
done
came out of my
parasite.
booty.
I have done parasite.
Yes, we're going to talk about yours here in a second.
I've done a lot of them.
Yes.
That's why I want to be it, because I'm that person that was not skeptical, but, like, didn't want it to be a fad, didn't want to join it, didn't want to look at the pictures. I said, okay, like, I'm feeling into it. I'm like, man, I'm going to do this.
When I told her, I remember we were in Vegas, and I had been looking for 2 months, and I was in fear. I didn't want to do it. It was the enema. It was the daily enema. I didn't want to deal with that. The diet change. It was like a whole different kind of parasite cleanse. It's not take a couple pills.
Yeah.
And so I remember talking to Laci and being like, I'm doing this. I feel like we got to do this. And she cried. She was like, yeah, we are. We're going to do it. We are.
Yeah, well, now after the experience that I had, and I know why that I felt that way.
Yeah,
I'm really good about filling into things now. And
It's everything you guys are saying. And
Yeah.
it was like me, and you guys have known me closely in my sobriety journey, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just know it's going to happen. And here we're going to go.
I hate it. I hate it so much. But also, I'm like, oh my God, my life is so great.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so take us through a parasite cleanse, because you work at a facility called Sanctuary Holistic Wellness,
Yes.
where they have like the beds, the colonics. Oh my God, my brain went blank there for a second. I was like, you put the water in your butt and it comes
it's kind
out.
of traumatizing. Like, what?
Yeah. So you guys have like the colonic beds and everything. So your parasite cleanse that you guys are doing is very, very intense. And then, so I know Laci did it too. How many rounds have you guys done of this like intense one?
2.
I've done 2, but I haven't done colonics. I just did enemas.
Okay.
I
Oh,
did
you
that
didn't
at
do
home.
the...
No, I did that at home.
Okay, so just for our listeners out there, I love the coffee enemas. My friend turned me on to them.
Yeah.
And just once in a while, like, you know, I've just been very sparing with them. Like, when I feel like it, I'll do one.
So if that's the fear that most people have, is the enema. So there is an at-home kit. It has everything that you need to do at home. It comes with like a 52-page protocol. It's intense. People say intense. I actually find it very gentle. It's organic. It's natural.
Oh, the enema's not bad at all. The one I do at home.
Yeah.
I do know the colonic is obviously more intense, but like you're laying on the bed, so it's kind of getting pushed in and then pushed out, and it just goes into like the little pool.
Exactly.
It's blue. I saw it.
It's very rare to have the beds that we have. Like most colonic places, they're pressurized. They're sucking everything out of you. No one's analyzing anything that comes out of you. Ours are gravity fed like an enema. They're just continuous flow for 45 minutes. So you're continuously releasing without having to get up and run to the toilet.
Yeah. So when I do it at home, I will take as much as I can in and I'll hold it.
Yeah.
And I just sit on the toilet and it comes out. Well, a lot of people are like, why aren't you just shitting yourself all day? And I'm like, no.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
And that's the
Because
thing. On this cleanse, you never are running to the bathroom. People think like, I have to take off work. I have to do that. No, not actually at all. You're choosing when to have your release. Because, well, most of the time. You're choosing.
I mean, okay, yesterday, I stopped at a coffee shop that I know is a no coffee shop for me. You guys know I have a sense, you know, my sensitive tummy. And I drank about a quarter of it. And I was like, I walked up, threw it in the trash. I was like, that's a no. I'm not even kidding you. 2 hours later, I had to keep leaving this event because I was like, I'm going to shit myself. My friend's like, where are you going? And I'm like, I'm going to shit myself.
I think I got it.
Yeah. So, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no
Yeah, I've
shitting
been
yourself
through
on this.
so many. I've had gut issues my whole life, and it was nothing like that, like I had ever experienced. It was
Yeah. Well, I was surprised the first time I did an enema, and that's what I've told people. I'm like, no, it's very, like, chill. It's chill.
It's actually, once people get past that fear, they actually look forward to doing the release and having that happen. Because that's when parasites die, they off gas, you get really bloated, you get really uncomfortable. And so to be able to do that release and not have them just dying off and staying in your body, which I've done ivermectin, I've done Cellcore, I've done these other parasite cleanses where I think they must have been dying, but I never released or saw anything.
Okay, so take me through this specific parasite cleanse. Okay, except for Laci was doing her enemas at home, and you were doing the cleanse.
I did the first round enemas at home. The second round, I did colonics.
Did you guys enema together? Was that too?
We never enema together. We did mantras together and no enemaing together. That's a whole.
No, that was a little.
That's a different level.
No, my husband would be like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah. No.
Have you heard of that? Are people doing that?
I don't know. I was just being a smartass. I was just being a total smartass.
We have no idea about it.
Sorry, for backstory, these
It
two are like a couple, yes or no?
Yeah, we're definitely partners in all the ways.
Yeah, we did in a separate
Bathrooms.
but together.
Mm-hmm.
I just, in case people are listening and they're like, why would she ask him that?
I didn't even think about that.
This is my person, but we're not that deep of a person.
We won't end up together.
We're not. I didn't go through her stuff.
No, yeah, she still hasn't gone
I
through
still
my
haven't
stuff.
even gone-
I
I
have
haven't
sent her
even gone.
pictures, but she has not gone through my
Yeah.
releases.
Okay, sorry. So take me back. So how does,
You can cut all
because
that
I know there's like, no, I'm keeping all that. That's the good stuff, you guys. That's the Samantha Parker show right there.
I don't know where
Okay,
it's
so
right there.
take me through it though. Like, I know you're taking supplements. There are supplements involved, and then you're following a specific diet protocol. Okay, take me through the protocol.
You are eating as much organic food as you want. You're really hydrating through the colon, and so internally both ways. So as much fruit as you want. You're drinking a gallon of distilled water a day. You're doing an enema every day. You have tincture, a parasite tincture. You have a kidney tea that's going to support your kidney, your bladder, and everything. You do a really good binder. That's, I think,
So
most
explain
important
about
part.
you really quick.
It's so that when we're pulling things, they're not just recirculating toxins in the body. It's actually, ours has psyllium husk. It's really scrubbing the intestinal wall, and then it has heavy charcoal, and it has bentonite clay. And so that is not only remineralizing the body, but it's pulling the heavy metals and the housing and everything out of the body. So otherwise, those toxins are just recirculating in your system, and people can get really sick. And our biggest detox pathway is our colon, and that's why the enema is actually helping pull it from
I've
the
seen
body.
people pull parasites out of their eyes.
Yeah, I know. Someone we know has that. Out of their nose. Those are the ones, it's like the nearest exit, right? We're going to go out the nearest exit. There is supplements, amino acids, there's a power shake, there's microbiome capsules.
It's like a whole supportive
your body's
protocol.
being
More than anything, not only is it physical, I think the difference for this one is the emotional component, the spiritual component, the energetic component, because these are low entity beings that are in us, and they hold on to traumas. They hold on. It sounds weird. It
No, I
sounds
love
woo-woo.
this.
They hold on to all of that shit.
Yeah.
And so when we can actually energetically and emotionally release those emotional and energetic parasites as well, it's wild what will come out of you. Wild.
Plus, you probably feel really good after too.
It's
Yeah, well, you know, when you take
transformative.
a really good shit, and you're like,
Yeah,
that
I didn't know
felt
I was
good.
supposed to feel like that
Yeah.
on the inside.
Or when you get really bloated, and then it just like all comes out, and you're like, that was the best part of my life. I bet that's what it feels like. Or when you get
All
birth
night
and
and
you push
released.
out your placenta. These are the things I think of. Pushing out your placenta is the best feeling in the world.
I feel
Joy.
like I really want you to experience this, and I want you to send me all your pictures. I think it's time.
I know, that's the problem. That's the
She
problem.
has a few more questions.
I do, don't worry.
okay.
Okay, so what is coming out of your booty? We've graduated from butt to booty.
Mm-hmm.
Your booty hole during these parasite cleanses. I've seen the videos, I've seen the pictures, and what I love is it's not just random shit on the internet. Like I know
These
you
people.
guys,
Mhm.
I know these people because the sanctuary is right here in St. George.
Yeah.
But people, wait, you can hold on. You can order the kit though online.
Yeah, people.
Yeah, and you can do it at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From all.
So, but if you want to do the colonic beds in person here in Southern Utah,
Yeah, we have in-person services with people that travel all over from different countries to come here.
you guys blew up. Yeah.
Absolutely.
The power of an influencer. I just
It
want to
is.
say
And
that.
the
That
power
was-
of the
I'm so
organic
grateful for it.
influencing,
Mhm.
I think, too, because
Yeah.
that just comes across a different way. And no one's paid to talk about it, and it's just really organic, and it's their experience. And I'm grateful for people that are vulnerable enough to share because
And
it's
care about people enough and their bodies too.
Okay, tell me what's coming out of your butt. So we've got gallstones that come out.
liver stones,
What
gallstones.
do liver stones look like?
They tend to be more grayish and white. Everything's like gallstones can be orange, they can be green, they can be yellow. Some are filled more fat and bile, like cholesterol, and some can be more protein driven. It's all different.
You've gotten wicked smart about this stuff.
I've been
It's
kind
like
of
the
obsessing
DNA.
about it
She's
for
like-
months.
She does this, yeah.
I go down rabbit holes.
Yeah,
You release a lot of backed up shit sometimes, and ropeworm, toxic sludge, housing.
I've seen the big worms come out, and they almost look like when you're in the ocean, all of a sudden you're like trapped, and you're like, where did this giant piece of seaweed come from? That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, that's like housing. It's just kind of, like I said, sludge.
Yeah,
that's what I would call it, sludge.
We're doing a transmission flush.
I've also seen, I've also seen Sonder. So the influencer we're talking about is Jayla and Schroeder.
Yeah.
Her husband Sonder, who is the co-founder of Buffed, by the way. You guys, Buffed Energy. If you've seen my videos, you might have seen me.
They're my favorite.
On Buffed. Yeah, Buffed.energy. Use your code. No.
Hey, that was an amazing commercial. You and Jake did. That was my favorite.
Oh yeah, our shaker. Our jack off shaker bottle.
Yeah.
I love what I do for a living, you guys, when I get to work with cool people.
Same.
Okay.
Jalen being one of them, yeah.
Yeah, Jalen's awesome. Oh my god, what was my question? Oh, Sander Schroeder, his shit.
His release.
It had all these little worms in it, and they were like swimming, like they were living. They were like little tiny.
I've never seen anything come out.
Were they not alive?
I would hope not. I've never seen any alive.
Have you seen the videos of Saunder's shit?
No.
They were like all these little white worms.
I need to see his.
Okay, maybe the water was moving, but they were a bunch of little white worms, and they were moving. We'll have to fact check me.
I would not.
Yeah.
I would not enjoy.
We'll have to call it.
When I thought it was moving, it scared the business out of me, but it was just the water, and I was poking it and made it move. I was like, because it looks so intense. You're like, is that thing?
Yeah.
Alive?
I have
But
shit
no,
out
it's
of
not
parasite
alive.
before on my own. I got really, really sick, and like this giant parasite came out, and it freaked me out. Yeah. That was just natural.
I kind of want Lace to tell her story about the giant parasite that came out of her.
Okay, let me turn the mic here, Lacey. Tell us about your giant booty worm.
Yeah.
Can we please get a shirt that
This
says
is
booty, booty,
really
booty worms?
vulnerable.
Booty, booty, booty worms. Booty,
Well,
booty worms. Rocket everywhere.
Well, people don't want me to talk about it, and I'm being told to talk about it, but I'd be like, no, don't tell people that because they'll be scared of doing it. But people need to know that this could happen. This was just my experience, and it just showed me so much.
It
So
doesn't scare me.
Yeah, but it does. It does scare people. Like I don't want to be doing this, but this is what happened, right? So I'm a dance fitness instructor, and I chose to keep doing the cleanse through, not stop classes, just keep working, doing all the things that I do. So it was a Wednesday, by the way.
It's on the 5th of July.
Yeah,
1984.
Yeah, well,
The sun was shining.
this is part of the trauma of it. This is the part of the experience. But it's like sometimes you just get to be shown stuff in a traumatic kind of way. This is the way that, but it's really funny in the end. I know. Funny in the end, get it? So I'm getting ready to teach my class. It's like minutes before, but I'm like, and I'll be a little more vulnerable. I'm doing my girl thing too. So I think I have an issue with that. So I go in there, check the situation.
So you're like cramping.
I'm
on her cycle.
Yeah.
I'm on my cycle, so I think that I have a little string incident I need to go take care of before I go run around on stage, right? So
That
I'm
was
like,
your tampon?
oh,
Is this where this is going?
Yeah, this is where this is going. I'm
Okay,
being real
keep going,
vulnerable.
sorry.
I know. This is what's happening. And I'm like, I have 2 minutes to be on stage to start my class. But they can't start without me, so here we go. But I'm like, okay, I'm all right. So I get in there, and I'm like, that's a little far back. And then I realize when I touch it, it's not my tampon. It's like a worm. It's like a rubbery worm. I feel it bounce back.
Yeah.
And I freak out, do a little girly scream. And but then I'm like, it's like, I'm like, computed that it's like a worm. I'm like, I didn't drink enough water. I'm still going to drink more water. I'm just like, I'm starting to get a little panicked here. I'm like, okay, it's 1 minute, 30 seconds till class. I don't know.
I would have had to take a serious I was like an energetic first responder. I was like, I got me. We can do this. So I love when it kicks into okay, when you kick into how am I going to take care of this?
How am I going to take this? Well, yeah, I got to take care of this worm that's coming out of me. And then I didn't drink enough water, but it's because I didn't drink enough water. It can't decide. And I know it's like anger day. Maybe it's like, ow, I'm coming out,
Yeah.
I don't know. But I grab it and it breaks off. And snaps. And then I'm like, First of all, I'm like,
Did you grab it with
touched
your hand,
it.
or did you get toilet paper?
It
Was
was
this
toilet paper.
skin to skin?
I couldn't go. I couldn't just go. Well, I did. I kind of touched it. After I touched it, I was like, toilet paper it is, right? And I got to go in. I didn't have any tools. Toilet paper was the closest thing. So I go in for it. It breaks off. And then I'm like, I got to get it out. I can't just go to class. I'm squatting in front of people. I cannot go back into class without getting this out. So I got it out. And so I just go in. And I'm up, okay, start the song. Introduce the class. I'm still a little bit traumatized. I'm just replaying what had just happened, and the warm-up's going, and I'm trying to warm up, and then I had to look at my peeps in the back and just be like, all right. stop thinking about the worm. But I got the jeebies. You know how you get the willies, like when you
Yeah.
see a spider? So for the first minute and a half into my warm-up, I was like, ha, ha, ha. But
So the
it was quite the
lesson is
experience.
Drink
Drink water.
When it says a gallon of water, like really drink your water. You need to flush it out.
Well, and it is to be mindful because I chose this day not to do my enema until I'll do it after class. When usually I was doing it at a pretty great pace. I was listening to my body, but it's that time where you're kind of just not in tune and you make choices of going against yourself or going against your better judgment.
Yeah,
And then you end up pulling a worm out of your butt
absolutely.
before class. Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of fucking epic, though.
Right?
Yeah, the story's fucking
Had to
epic.
be shared. Yeah. There
Okay,
you go.
so
Don't let that deter anyone from that because that's not going to happen to anyone. Those kind of things happen.
I mean, I also find it funny, but like also like that's great you got the worm out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I learned a lot, and it went back to like, water. You know, I learned how to take care of myself, listen to my body.
I'm sure we've all pulled a string
anger.
out of a dog's ass before. Is that just me? You know?
Not
I have
No.
not. Nope, I've never done that. So
Okay.
I don't think it's like that. I hope not. So,
Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so how long is the parasite cleanse?
It's 10 days, and then it's 3 days prep and 3 days post. So it's basically 2 weeks of your life, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 days consistently really focused on it. And you're working through not only different systems of the colon, each part of the colon has a different organ attached. So and a different emotion to it. So example, like your gallstones are bitterness and your liver holds on to anger. So you really do have those feelings on each day come up as you're working those systems. So I remember on an anger day, my second round, I was cool. Like my emotions were pretty cool. But my first round, I had so much anger and a lot of it was anger at myself. And I remember I was so feisty with her. I think I slammed the door. I don't cuss very much. And I said some words. And then I went and I cried almost the whole day in my bed, just like felt it and let it.
Yeah.
And I released, I didn't even do the gallbladder liver flush because that wasn't part of the protocol at that time. Like it was optional. I released 2 bowls full of gallstones.
Oh, wow.
Without doing
Do you
the
feel
flush.
different like since you released all those gallstones?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of my anger has gone away.
Oh, interesting. So it's like emotional.
Emotional for sure. Because I never had gall issues or was told I had gallstones, so it was
That's
super
a ton of
surprising
stuff though,
to
just to
me.
be sitting in your body.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm 48 years old and I've never done an actual cleanse like this.
Yeah.
Where I was seeing things release. I lost 15 pounds of sludge, like weight, from just...
Okay, hold on. I want to interject a question here because this is
Yeah.
one of the big questions I have. Okay, so you're saying you lost 15 pounds.
Mhm.
Okay, so the cleanse is 10 days though.
Yeah.
And for those 10 days, I mean, you guys came over to my house partway through and I was like, they're not okay. I'm never doing a parasite cleansing. I was like, they're emaciated. I don't think they're well.
we didn't look okay.
No, you guys looked like you needed some steak.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was our second
Why didn't you say
round.
anything then?
I think we were...
Did you say
did.
something then?
Yeah, you guys came over and we were eating in my
Oh.
yard.
Maybe that's
We
what.
had
Maybe,
water-
And both of you were
maybe
like,
it
I don't
affected my
feel
memory. Maybe I have
good.
memory loss.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't like you guys look like shit. I just was like, I want to give them a steak, like ASAP.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you looked like you'd been on a cleanse.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was we had gone straight through to a second round of a cleanse.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was
I think you were tired too. You like
tired.
went
you
to
don't-
Vegas mid cleanse.
Oh, for my birthday.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I do not recommend this. So,
And again, just to back up, Lacey's like, why didn't you tell me? I was like, well, you guys were in the middle of like this cleanse. I was like, you know,
yeah.
I'm not saying you looked like shit. You just looked like you needed some protein.
We're generators in human design. If anybody knows what a generator means, we go and go and go. And so we didn't change our life at all. We completely kept going to things and doing things and not resting like we should have
Okay.
probably as much or taking as
So you
much
feel like
downtime.
you were just like had really pushed yourself too far.
Yeah, like
it's like if I was doing the cleanse and then you guys were like, why are you out running 7 miles?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what we did. We worked out, we went to Vegas. It was my birthday. Do not go to Vegas on your birthday on a parasite cleanse because
Okay. This is making more sense.
it's really not fun.
You know what's funny is
It was the second round. And in the second round, yeah, I didn't take as much care as with myself.
yeah. Probably because you were like,
My
I just want
timelines
to live
are
my
mixed.
life and we want to.
Yeah, the first one you're super focused, and the second one you're like, I got this,
Mhm.
you know. But it's still working your body. So.
Yeah. No,
You
I
know
feel
me,
that.
I'm always like, I can integrate this into life. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I can handle all
I
those
just
things.
was, you guys left and I said to Jake, I was like, we got to get those girls some steak.
I had to go back to
I think
Vegas.
at that we were living on at your house. It was watermelon.
No, you had like a pumpkin soup, I believe.
Oh.
Or squash.
Oh, we brought
we
soup.
brought
We brought
soup.
soup.
Yeah.
And it was, you were only
I
eating
love
it
those
cold.
soups.
Very cool. Did you heat it up?
No, I don't remember. I heated it up, yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
heated it up.
It was a cold, raw vegan. No.
Yeah. But I love eating fruit, like, because I'd done a fruit cleanse before, so that part wasn't as hard for me.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to, so
Yeah.
to me, you're like, well, I lost 15 pounds. And I'm like, well, you didn't eat for 10 days.
You can eat as much as you want. You can eat as much fruit as you want. You have a power shake. You can have soups if you're hungry. That's the thing. It's just most people don't want to eat that much. They want something
Satiating.
chew. They want to chew. And so they feel, it's the parasites talking. That's what I keep saying. It's the parasites talking. They want you to eat the bullshit food.
No, I feel that. Yeah.
Like
Otherwise,
the first time I did, I was very satiated. Like I felt full a lot, and I was worried about like losing muscle and like being drained, like because teaching my class because it's high energy, and so I would call up Erin and I'd be like, "What can I do? I don't want to lose muscle," and so I just ate a lot of more avocados, a lot more bananas, and that just seemed to keep me going. And the aminos, they just seem to work for my body,
Well,
and a lot mentally too. When you're like having this relationship with them, and you're having the energetic component, and I kind of like had that relationship with them, and kind of just said, Thank you for serving me, but it's time to go. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like having that relationship.
we had a total party for ours. So
I remember
I
you telling
don't
me that.
recommend it. I don't recommend doing that. That was a hard come off. And I've grown a lot in the last 6 months.
Me too.
Well, you've taken on clients and changed your whole world since then.
Yeah.
That's what you were.
But we did. We watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and we had clean treats, our version of, but still sugar. We had a lot of sugar and popcorn, and we just like had a whole party, and we thanked them for their service, and we no longer needed them.
I kind of love this.
And we said goodbye, sayonara to them.
Because I didn't want to have that whole, because I've done a lot of work energetically and stuff, and I've had very intense like exorcism kind of moments, and I didn't want that to be that. My intention was to clear my system so that I could connect with my body, which has been my biggest thing. Like people always talking about self-love, self-care, connect to your body, listen to your intuition. I didn't understand that. I didn't know what that looked like, what that felt like. And that's the biggest change for me.
Dude, I feel like you guys are sitting across from me, but I feel like it's a mirror because that's been my last 6 months. I've always talked about self-love, and people would even identify like Sam, really works on herself. And I'm like, oh girl, you had no idea. Yeah. Because, I was choosing self-love, but I was then pouring a toxin into my body.
Yeah.
Look, you guys, my face shape is different.
I know, you changed your
look
whole
amazing.
composition.
Your
I'm
whole
so proud.
countenance.
So proud.
I know, I love it. I'm like, oh, look at my face. Sorry, I'm just really proud.
I'm proud of you.
Okay, so what do you feel like is the biggest benefit for each of you? So let's start with Laci. Of this whole experience of the booty worms exiting the body. I just like to say it. It makes it fun.
I love it. It's fun.
What do you feel like has been the biggest benefit that you've seen?
It really has been that connection with my body, to be able to see how my body works and to be able to have that connection with my body, with all the trauma, just to be able to fully love myself, accept myself, and see myself as whole. Like that connection to keep moving through the ways of life, to be able to see, to be, because my thing is just be me and to be authentic. And how much more authentic could I be without, with clearing all the gunk out and seeing who I truly am. So.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like, so we do mental cleanses all the time. We're like, oh, we're getting rid of like toxic people in our life. And then we're looking at our own toxic behaviors. But you're like, oh, but then you actually have to physically like manifest that out.
Yeah. It was spirit, mind, body.
Oh, fuck. Now I'm going to have to like do the booty worm thing.
Actually, I love that you say that because that's part of, so the creator of the cleanse that we did, that was part of her journey. She was doing a lot of energy work and sessions on people. And it came to a point where she just said, you have to physically cleanse this vessel because there's just no more we can do. We need to actually purge the body of these things. So, yeah, absolutely.
What do you feel like was your biggest benefit, Trish?
I do think that, like Laci, just more intuitive with myself, more like I can ask and get an answer now. Like, does my body want this? And I kind of can hear instead where I would just kind of blindly before grab things. My relationship to... we always believe, like, yes, emotions are stored in the body. Yes, we know this. To physically experience it, to release it all.
Well, yeah, because they're like, release it. And, I go to my energetic lady and we like do this energetic exercise. But, it's like really kind of hitting me in the head where I was like, you stupid. Of course you have to actually physically release it.
it's just transformative. I just feel lighter. I feel lighter spiritually, emotionally, physically, energetically. And so just more light.
So a big question I have too is like, how much detox and how much cleansing is too much though? Like, when do you just say like enough is enough? Like, enough healing, enough? Like, how do you determine that?
I think everybody's on their own individual journey. Like, the only person who's going to know is you. Like, honestly. And that's what people are always asking. They always are outsourcing, wanting to know.
Yeah, do you feel like people get addicted to it almost?
I have seen some people, I feel like, that are addicted to it. As long as the fear, if you're not doing it out of fear and you're not and it's really out of truly listening to yourself and knowing, nope, I have more. Because I have had people that have experienced like, no, I know I have more. I know I have this pain for a reason. I know this. And then boom, they're releasing crazy things. So it's just an individual journey. No one can, you're your own guru.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
But do you see people though kind of in that addictive pattern of like having to always heal?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've even been, come on, I've been on a healing journey myself for 15 years. I know it's layers and onions and things are always going to come up, but I'm to the point now where I'm like, I want to just, I'm going to say healed. What is that? It's remembering your wholeness, remembering nothing's broken about you. But helping others see that about themselves is what I love, and clearing all that shit and gunk in all the ways. And I think that I lost my train of thought.
Well, and I think I'm amazing.
What's kind of for me, what comes with me is the releasing of the guilt and the shame.
Yeah.
Releasing of the guilt and shame, because I hear people that even with the elements are like, yeah, Laci, I know I need to move my body and I need to drink water and stay away from sugar. And so that's how you can be with the parasite cleanse. You just get like, it's kind of like shaming yourself because you're like, I have to do this to make my body better, to get better. It's proving that you're healing or whatever. And so I think that enough is when you're not happy or you're not enjoying your life, when you're releasing. Like, you want to be able, for me, it's like you want to be able to release and then be present to enjoy your life.
Play.
Like you're releasing to live, to live. Like, and if you're taking up all your time, just like, I need to get more out of me, I need to get more out of me, I need to, you're spending it's where your attention's going. So I think when you do, and that's kind of like that attachment or that addictive behavior, when I think that it really just kind of operates out of our worth, like our guilt and shame. So if we can really connect and like release that guilt and shame along with it, because for me that was like huge. Connecting with my body, like getting rid of the guilt and shame, and then being able to be present and then being like, okay, how do I want to live my life? I want to keep my epigenetics in mind.
I love that you said that. I love that. So do you guys anticipate that you'll be doing more soon, or is it just like as it comes up and you're like, yes, I feel into it? Because I tell everyone, I'm like, I won't ever do another mushroom journey again.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, unless I'm called to it, right?
Yeah. I think that, so everyone has different health issues, and some people, 10 days is not even going to be close to enough. And you can tell by the end, if you're passing huge worms on day 8, 9, and 10, you might need to go a little bit deeper. Mm-hmm. I didn't pass very much on my second round. Lace passed a lot.
Did you pass a lot on your first round, though?
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't that cool how different everyone is?
Yeah. So different. We're getting ready to go to 8 days in Mexico and Cancun and stuff. So we're like, I think we're going to do another round when we get back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I feel like, I don't know. I'll just, when I'm called to it, when I know that I need to do it. And that's what I wish everyone could learn, is just like, yeah, I feel like I need something.
Kind of like maintenance, like when you just be like, oh, I'm going to lay off the sugar, I'm going to lay off this, I'm going to do 75 hard. You're like, oh, I'm going to do a cleanse. It's kind of like just a way to reset your body. I would do it like quarterly and stuff when I get a good beat on it.
Yeah. Is there ever a time that you're like, do not do a cleanse? Or do not do this parasite cleanse? Like, where do you have to be at health-wise?
It's sad to say, but I feel like the sicker people need it the most. So I don't.
Yeah, I didn't know.
We're not doctors. We always tell you, go talk to your doctor. The doctor's going to say it's not true. You don't need it. If functional medicine practitioners are really on it, they're all about the parasite cleanses.
I mean, my functional medicine practitioner changed my life, so.
She's doing it right now.
Oh, is she?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn it.
So I think I got her on that. So I think that really everybody needs to cleanse. Again, I really do think that everybody should, it deserves to experience it.
Okay, I feel like I've kind of hounded you with hard questions, but it's mostly because I want to hear, like, you know, like these are the things I think people are really thinking.
Yeah.
So my last question is, do you feel like it's more of like a privileged white girl thing? Like, oh, we can afford to go to these special detox centers. Like, what is actually the cost of detoxing?
So the at-home kit that literally comes with
Laci, what are you laughing at me?
all the supplements, the tinctures,
Yeah, I just
your
feel like
protocol,
you
your
really
everything.
have to have expendable income.
It's $333.
Okay, that's not bad.
So that is not a lot of money to totally, not at all. And in fact, if it is too much, I just tell people you're worth it. You'll find a way. You'll find a way to come up with that. You know?
Yeah.
And there's always a way. There's always a way.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get the general detox and energy of it, and there's products that you can take. Like if you're into it, there's a way.
Okay, I do feel like, though, when I saw some of the pricing for some of this, it was like close to 10 grand.
No. So we do have in-person services. We have basic and advanced. Basic is like you're coming and you're getting a colonic with us every day. We're analyzing it. You're getting ozone therapy. You're getting a little bit of integration and some just your basic stuff, little red light. Your advanced clients, those are the people that are there. They're there to be on a healing journey. And they're getting, you know, like not only the ozone implants and the infrared and stuff, but they're getting, you know, biofrequency machines, Rife machines. They're getting 3-hour energy sessions. They're getting intuitive massage, body work. They're there for 2 to 3 hours every day for 10 days with us. And so that one's $2,800. And that includes your kit and everything you do. And it includes someone going through your shit with you.
Yeah. No, I know. I've seen the videos where you're like pulling it out and telling them.
Yeah.
And that was $2,300?
It was $2,800 for the whole 10 day. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So really not that much because I've spent thousands of dollars on a protocol before that I didn't see any results.
Yeah.
Through a doctor. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you do have to kind of step back and look though and be like, okay, if I can barely afford groceries.
Yeah. Advanced is not for everybody. It's for the people that some really need that support. There's a lot of fear, especially if you have, I just had someone come with cancer. You know, that I've had breast cancer that flew in. I had someone with Crohn's disease that flew in from another country, and they just really need that loving, nurturing support and guidance walking through. And if that's where they choose to invest in their health, and hell yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so tell us again, Sanctuary
Holistic Wellness. They will be opening in December a whole new facility at CP Plaza.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
Carpets Plus Plaza. It's a new building on Sunset.
Okay, so here in St. George, Utah.
Here in St. George, Utah, it will have 4 different colonic beds, organic juice bar, cold plunge, all the things will be there. A whole host of healers and facilitators will be working out of there too. But in the meantime, we're out in Ivan's Sanctuary working out there, and at home, anyone could do it anywhere. With the at-home kit, it has everything you need.
Ships.
We're working on international shipping at this time. Right now, we're using third-party shipping companies to get them to other countries.
But like if I'm in Germany, I can order this.
Yeah, you can find a way to get it to you, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah. Anything else, Laci?
I don't think so. I'm excited. I'm just excited for this to come out, for people to hear about it.
I know. Thanks for sharing your personal insights from both of you. It was fun to hear each one. Yeah. Okay, and if you guys are in St. George, go check out Laci's class over at the summit. It's pretty baller.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
Do your version of what I'm doing.
L-Dub Club.
L-Dub Club.
I was at the summit this morning.
Yeah. I love it.
I did. I did the treadmill on incline 30 because I wanted to see what that was like.
Okay.
And then I did a full set of abs and arms.
That's cool.
Well, now that I started taking the tea, I'm ready to start working out. I had no energy. I didn't know why I couldn't. I knew I needed to build muscle. Mm-hmm. This isn't even on the podcast, but I knew I needed to build muscle. And everyone was like, that's the most important thing is lifting weights for your age. But when you have zero testosterone, zero pressure, with energy and go motivate yourself to lift weight. It ain't happening.
I mean, we did several episodes on going and getting your hormones and everything checked because it changed my life. So maybe booty worms will change them too.
Well, that's one thing I do want to say is that it's the best thing you could do to see where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Get everything out of the way and just see where you need to go from there.
Yeah.
See what tests you need to take. See how you want to work out. See how you want to eat. See what's really yours.
Clean your house.
Ooh, your physical house, your literal house, your body. I love it. All right, thank you, ladies, and thank you for being on the Samantha Parker Show.
Thank you. You're amazing. Thank you.